Hey, what's up guys? Eric here, and in this video, we're going to be talking about a brand new Flash series coming to Apple. And I was shocked when I saw this news earlier today. I was like, what is this? I never heard of this. It came out of nowhere, at least as far as I'm concerned, unless I just totally missed this. And we have a brand new Barry Allen as well, with Max Greenfield as Barry Allen. And it's also in a new format. It's really weird. Again, no idea this was happening, right? With all the drama around what's going on with the Flash movie, I just was like, what is this? Okay, so let's read this here. It says, The Flash escaped the Midnight Circus. This sounded like I've never read a story about this before. If I'm totally forgetting this one, you can let me know in the comments. I don't think I've ever heard of Midnight Circus or anything like that. Maybe I'm just totally like blanking out on it, but it says, Warner Brothers has released an official trailer for DC's new scripted podcast, The Flash Escape the Midnight Circus. A scripted podcast. I know these are a thing, but again, okay. The Flash Escape the Midnight Circus is slated to launch on Apple Podcast on Monday, July 10th. So it's a couple of weeks away, I think. The podcast stars the voice of Max Greenfield, New Girl in the Neighborhood, as Barry Allen the Flash. It centers on Barry as he accidentally stumbles into an alternate timeline. Sound familiar? And is forced to compete in a televised tournament called the Midnight Circus. All right, sounds all right. And then we get this. Without his powers. So I was pretty much in on this. I'm like, okay, this sounds interesting to me. You know, it might be a podcast. It's something a little different, but I'll give it a listen. But he doesn't have his powers. Here's a trailer. We're not going to listen to this, but let's read what the synopsis of this is, because I was like, all right, it goes here. Barry Allen is at the height of his powers and fame, firmly ensconced as Central City's favorite hero. But when being the Flash forces him to let Iris down one time too many, she decides to call it quits. So they break up. I guess no lightning rod there. Undeterred, Barry figures he can use the Speed Force to go back in time and set things right. This doesn't sound like a disaster. Just Flashpoint all over again. But I digress. An official synopsis for The Flash Escape the Midnight Circus reads, but something goes wrong. Barry tumbles into a new dimension, finding himself in a small bedroom with Captain Cold. His power's gone. Cold tells Barry that he's an unwitting participant in a televised tournament, the Midnight Circus, which pits humans, superheroes, and rogues against one another in a life or death game of chance. Survive the competition and Barry earns his freedom. Recreate the condition of his original transformation, again, Flashpoint, and return to his own timeline. But to do so, he'll have to rely solely on his wits. And if that wasn't hard enough, he soon finds himself facing his toughest opponent yet, Iris West. So, it's a podcast series, like an audiobook, I guess, about this story, which could have been anything they wanted it to be. Could have been anything. And they chose to go with the story where Barry doesn't have his speed and Iris West is the main villain. Oh, and he also has to figure a way to get his powers back. This is wild to me that they thought this was the, like, the Flash show ended with a very sad final season. Couple highlights in it, but overall a very sad final season. The Flash movie, which by the way, let's take a look at these numbers here. Not doing good as of today's recording. 210 million worldwide. It's probably not even going to make it to 300. And I know that's pretty bad for them. I know that they want a lot more than that. So I think they're probably very upset about this. So 210, it's not even going to get to 500 million, which should have been easy for a movie with Flash, Michael Keaton's Batman, and a new Supergirl. Couldn't manage to do that. We'll have to discuss why that is. So yeah, they come back and they say, oh, we're going to do a podcast. This should be fine. And they totally fumble the bag on it with this story. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be good. You have to let me know in the comments below. Are you excited about this? Because this sounds to me like, I don't know. It doesn't sound to me like it's much of anything, to be completely honest. I don't think the story is very good. I think there could have been something there, but it sounds like Flashpoint with Captain Cold and Iris is the main villain. That's pretty much what it seems like to me. Now, the funny thing was we didn't listen to the trailer, but I listened to it as well earlier when I was streaming on Twitch. And at the end of it, they're advertising tickets for the Flash movie. The trailer for this podcast is advertising tickets for the Flash movie. So take it for what it will there. And, you know, let me know what your thoughts are below. I'm very curious if anybody's going to be watching this. Let me know if you're going to be watching, or listening, I should say, listening to the Flash Escape the Midnight Circus podcast on Apple Podcasts. I'm just wondering if anybody's going to be into this or not. Do you like the story? Do you not like the story? Do you think Iris being like the main villain is a good idea? I feel like the Flash we're fumbling the bag, DC. We are fumbling the bag. We definitely need to change the game a little bit with the Flash, and who knows what that means in the long run. Anyway, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Definitely leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and give me a comment down below. Are you going to be checking out Escape the Midnight Circus with the Flash? I know I probably won't, but we'll see where the world takes us. That's it. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next video. Bye.